Greetings, everybody. We are here at 761 Streamview Lane or Road or something. Anyway, we're going to try to do a repair on the shingle that we've marked out. This is a repairability assessment according to the standards set out by the National Academy of Forensic Engineers. So we have a couple things to address before we actually get started. I'm going to talk you through the procedures of what we're doing, a couple of things we're looking for, what makes a good repair versus what makes a bad repair. I'm going to show you the tools we have and talk you through each step of the way. First off, it is a nice and pleasant 49 degrees. Feels a little cooler than that because we have a nice wind blowing, but otherwise it's nice 49 degrees. Some of the tools we have laid out here: we have our green roof snake, we have a standard flat bar, we have my hammer. That's not actually a roofing hammer, but that hammer has been in my family for generations, plural. I built my barn with it, so I find it to be very, very effective and useful. We have our scope of work here, and we have various points of failure, which we'll get to that in a minute. On the other side of the ridge here, we have our control square. Now this we're not going to touch, we're not going to walk on, we're not going to go anywhere near it. My foot is as close as it'll get to. This is to show, maybe I'll zoom in here, to show what the roof looks like before and after. Now you notice I found a spot that has a damaged shingle, and this was accredited as wind from the initial adjustment. So this is what it looks like before and afterwards. We're going to come back here and compare like to like, kind to kind, apples to apples. So first thing we do on this is we break the seals. The seals being the adhesive bond that fastens the leading edge here on the shingles. Now this one's already lifted and broken, so that's not a problem. But I'm going to break the seals here on this row and on this row. That's because this shingle is nailed here, but it's also nailed up there. So in order to get those nails out, we have to lift both layers above the shingle. Then we're going to pull this shingle out. We're going to inspect all around for damage. Then we're actually going to put that same shingle back in. So this is what's called a simulated repair. In a formal repair, we'd be putting a brand new 3-tab shingle back in. We did have some questions about compatibility, so I didn't want to run the risk of that. We can always come back and put a new shingle in its place, so that's not an issue. And we're not a matching state, so that's more about color than anything else. And frankly, I can probably get a pretty close color to that. When we talk about compatibility, we talk about granule sourcing, we talk about longevity, about warranty, that kind of thing. So, but I didn't want to run afoul and possibly violate building codes. So a simulated repair is when you take the old shingle out and put the same shingle back in. If you're doing an actual not legitimate, but a full repair, you're putting a brand new shingle back in and then hand sealing down and all that jazz. In this case, this is just a proof of principle exercise. That's why it's a repairability assessment. So once we put the shingle back in, we're going to put the nails back in on all the spots to fasten back in. Now, when we do that, we're going to be looking for damage. Hopefully not damage, because the whole point of this is to not damage the roof. But if damage occurs, we're gonna pause our actions. I'm gonna call the cameraman over, and he's gonna zoom in. I'm gonna point and say, hey, this is here, this is there, and so on and so on. Now, what is damage when you're doing a repairability assessment? This is a little different than how do you determine if a roof was damaged from wind or hail or tree branch or fire, whatever. This is damage directly caused accidentally by the repair. So fortunately, thankfully, then again, the National Academy of Forensic Engineers, they've defined all this for us. So they've defined on a 3-tab, we have creasing, tearing, cracking, granule loss, and material transfer. If any of those start to show up, then I'm going to stop the camera and I'll bring them over. Now, how bad is enough to cause a point of failure. If you have a little bit of granule loss, like I'll show you on here. If you brush it off now, it's not causing all the granules. But if a little bit of granules come off, it's an order roof, that's going to happen. Does that cause a point of failure? No. You know, you have to be honest with the roof, and it's a little disingenuous to say, hey, I found some granules, that's a failure. No, that's ridiculous. So you kind of have to take common sense into account. Same thing if you got a small tear on the underside of a shingle, but you can fasten it back down. Yeah, it's damaged, but it's functional. So you kind of have to be honest with yourself and with the roof. But if it's something legit that's like, hey, that really is damage and that's an issue, then yeah, then we'll go ahead and count that. Now, I've expanded the scope here. Typically, when you see roofers or other contractors trying to pull a shingle here, they'll often omit this bottom row. But according to the NAFE, that's the National Academy of Forensic Engineers, according to the NAFE, this, don't tell them I called them that, by the way, they get ticked off when you call them NAFE. This bottom row of shingles has to be included. Why? Well, because of that last point of potential damage, material transfer. Material transfer happens when the row of adhesive here when it gets broken, it pulls material from the top end or the bottom, and that can possibly damage these actually two shingles. These two shingles, and that damages the top and the bottom. So this is inherently in the scope of this exercise. Now, why is it not in my control square? Because we're not actually manipulating that. So we're not actually going to see material transfer on that one, but we could potentially see it on this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to start using the green roof snake. I'm not particularly a fan of the roof snake. I think it does more harm than good, but I know this particular insurance carrier prefers us to try it. So we'll give it the old college try. We'll do our best. However, if it does start to cause damage in some way or does start to be a problem, then we will switch to more traditional methods such as flat bar or just straight nailing. So with that in mind, I'm going to hand the camera off to my cameraman and to just make sure it's on and always keeping everything in view here. You see me sitting, it's because this is it's steeper than it looks. So first thing I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to break the seals on all these shingles using our roof snake. Now again, this one was already broken. So I'm putting my hand over this, not as a way of pressing down, but just as a safety mechanism for me. Sometimes these shingles tend to pop when you're lifting them up. If they pop and your hand's not on there, they can go flying and they can cause damage. So we're just gently putting your hand over here, and careful you don't dig your fingers into. That can artificially make it seem like there's grease or something like that. So, just right like that. Barely touching that shingle with my left hand anyway. Just as a safety guard more than anything else. Now, I'm going to get under the shingles and lift them very, very gently, maybe about an inch, to see do we have mat transfer. We have mat transfer right there. So if you bring the camera over, I'll point to it. You see that spot right there in the camera? Yep. Right there, that section right there, that is damage to this top shingle. You can pull back a little bit. This top shingle and this bottom shingle. This is a damaged one, but we do have damage on there. That one's okay. That one seems to be okay. Nope, there's bad transfer on that one. Careful on the squeak up there. Yeah, look at that divot there, if you can see that on the camera. Left, yeah, right there. See that divot? That was from the adhesive sticking to the bottom here. So we have mat transfer already. I might as well stay here until I confirm all the rest of the mat transfers. Oh, we have mat transfer here too. There's a divot right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm gonna pull back. See if we got it any more. Yep, it is there too, right there. Can we see it in my finger or not? Maybe, maybe not. It's there. And
touch the button.
Nothing on that one. So we do have positive signs of damage, and it's not little. It's about the size of a quarter. Maybe a lot smaller in some spots. So, yeah, there's damage on this. Even very, very, very gently trying to pop those shingles. It is what it is, you know. No, oh, I didn't check these bottom ones. Let me stay there. Let's see what we got. A little mat transfer there. We'll see it when I pull the shingle. And the big one right there. All right, so there's mat transfer all over the place on this one. Well, get these nails out. Again, lifting that shingle just a couple inches. That shingle tore right through the nail. That doesn't want to come out. Here we go. There we go. I had to. Come on, baby. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. All right. I'll get those nails later. Tore it again. Good. Nails aren't installed too high or too low. They're still right where they need to be, right in the nail strip. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. There we go. I have a little bit of tearing. I'll show you that when I get the shingle out. Try not to lift that too high. These nails are... Hey, all right. One more. Shingle tore right through the shingle. It's just shingles. Holy cow. There we go. Oh, cow. See, I'm only lifting about 1.5 inches. Get these nails out. But some of these nails are coming out not too bad. Okay, that should be it. It should allow us to pull this shingle. Should be the operative word. Yeah. Okay. Now, bring this over here, the camera, take a look at. So, zoom in here. This is the mat transfer I was telling you about. Right there, that chunk there, there's a big divot right there. Can you see that on the camera? Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me get the camera. All right, got it. So that chunk right there, that's material transfer. That's material transfer. Let's flip this thing over. We have a chunk right there, a chunk right there, a chunk right there, and a chunk right there. That's an issue. While this is out, let's take a look at the cellophane tape. There's no markings on this. That kind of confirms that we'd have compatibility issues. So again, I'm glad I didn't put a incompatible shingle in here. And again, you can see right there, that little bit right there, that's material transfer there. You have a big divot over here, that's material transfer there. So there's some issues going on already. In terms of tearing, you have a tear right there. You have a big tear right there. So, and then a big tear right there. Yeah, you go. Take the camera back. Now I gotta try to put it back in. Now I am using new nails for this. So I know some guys who use the old nails. I always recommend against it. First off, you never know the condition of the nails you're pulling out. Second, I saw at least one study where when you pull out a galvanized nail, whether it's electrical or hot dipped, it'll actually lose a little bit of the zinc coating and then it'll rust easier. Now, is that 100% proven? No, but I did see one study. So always put new nails in. That's my hot take for the day. Police up these nails, get them out of my way. Come back for them later. Now it's important also that you don't put your new nails in old holes, because the holes enlarge when you pull old nails out. So you put this nail in the old hole, it's like doing that. Yeah, it might feel like it's in, but it ain't. You know, it's just problematic. So what we have to do with the roof snake, all right, this is why I don't like the roof snake. The nail sits like this. You got this on video here? All right. Nail sits like that. All right, then you slip this under the shingle. So the shingle sits like so. Then you nail here. That's why that's marked up there. You nail here. The problem is the nail has to go in straight. If you put it in an angle, you're violating not just every shingle manufacturer in the world, their instructions. You're also doing a bad nail job. If it goes at an angle, water's going to get in. Angles put in a nail, great place for water to sneak in. So you don't want those sneaky water drops to get into your house. It has to go in straight to the roofing deck. So you have to hold it like so in order to get enough standoff so you can get that in. Once you get it nailed in, you take your hand off from here, and then you can lay it flat on the roofing deck to do the final 2 or 3 taps. If you get that far, now this part of the roofing snake is going to be smacking into that shingle, not smacking, but the impact from here will be transferring down this and right into the shingle as well. That leaves 9 times out of 10, not always, but enough, it leaves a big section of crushed granules. That section of crushed granules looks an awful lot like hail damage. Now we know it's not hail damage, and frankly I don't care what it looks like. What it is impact damage, and it's not even in the scope. Not even in the scope of the list of damages we have to look at. So if this tool is causing problems, more problems than it's supposed to be preventing, the whole idea is to prevent damage. If it's causing damage, causing problems, it's not a good tool. But I'll get off my soapbox and we will try our best to get the shingle in safe. Tear caught on the edge there. What do you know? Okay. I will try this 3 times with the nail. As long as we keep on going and it keeps on working, we'll just keep on going. I'll be totally honest and transparent. I don't expect it to work, but you know, we're honest with the roof. We're honest with ourselves, and as long as we can get it to go, I'll keep using it. So notice I have to have my hand lifted up here. Flat on there. Take it off. Catch. That one worked. That's good. Keep on going. We gotta hold it here. And it's in. Now right here, I'm gonna bring the camera over here. Watch my nails here. So it was like right here, I take this away. Right there is a section of just crushed granules. I didn't hit it enough times, which is good. I was trying to be real careful. But there's crushed granules there. Not great. Is it enough to call it a fail? No. That's why I say you gotta be honest with the roof. Yeah. Keep on going, baby. Keep on going. No, I don't like that. Huh, okay. All right. Oh, that in. Crushed it again, right there. That one's even worse. Right on the corner there. Nope. That one bent. Didn't go in. Tail bent. Don't put nails in your mouth, kids. These nails taste like my childhood. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, go. Okay, we got crush marks there. Well, that's the tool. What the tool does. Bent. Bent a third time. Alright. We're calling it for the roof snake. Keep in mind, why are we calling it for the roof snake? Because pull that out of there. Every one of those nails that bent is now a hole in the roof. Where water can get in. You know, look at how badly that one got bent. That's hideous. Drop that in there. Take this one. Now just nail head get dented in. So we're just gonna have to try to be real careful. One. All right. Now you notice I turn my hammer sideways when I'm first starting out. Good reason for that. Gets me better angle. I don't have to lift the shingle cart so high. Now you know, while I have this up, we're going over here to the camera. You see right there. You see that on the camera?
Yeah.
See that big chunk? That's material transfer. All right. It's still only about 30 degrees. Doing all right. Oh, my, look at that. My goodness. There's some bend here. Come on over here. I want to show you some tearing on this. The nail came out right there. See that tear? That was where the old nail went. And that was some bad tearing. So, it's in. Another reason why I like this hammer, right? Notice on a typical roofing hammer, the claw comes out like this. When you're lifting that shingle, you don't got no clearance. When it's curved and hooked like this, I got a lot more clearance. It's almost like I did this for a reason. all right, joking aside. What do we have here? Do we have creasing? You want to come on and stand like over here so you can see over my shoulder here. do we have creasing? There's a little bit right there. A little bit, tiny little bit right there. Other than that, not a ton. So, not really enough to call it. Do we have granule loss? This is where I do the tap test. Tap test, if you look over here where it's not anything, so I don't want to do anything, conflate anything. We do, just tap it. Right, now nothing's coming out over here because we didn't screw around over here. So what we're going to do is, if we're tapping over here and granules just start raining down, that's strong evidence of granule loss. So let's take a look. Come over here. We got granules coming out. Oh, look at that. There's granules coming down. Come over here. Granules coming from there. Over here. No, nothing from there. In here. Oh, tons of granules from there. Here. Wow, look at those granules coming out. Here. A little bit, nothing significant there. That's just my chalk. That's it. So, we have granule loss. We had tearing. That material transfer. There's a little bit of creasing, not a big deal. But, what did we have? We had that one, 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 and that one. What's our issues? We have, I'm not going to count creasing because that one doesn't really. We have tearing. We have material transfer. We have granule loss. These are all, oh, you know what? We also have, right here, right there. Let me take a look at this here, please. Right there. See that dark spot there? That is the impact from, from the roof snake. This here, that there, and that there. That's impact from the roof snake. So we have impact damage. Did the roof snake avoid creasing? Yeah, for the most part. Did my good workmanlike methods avoid creasing? Yeah. So it's like the roof snake was a net loss on this one. However, we have tearing, material transfer, and granule loss aside on just about every shingle that's involved here. So let's go over to the control square and see what we got here. Obviously, we're not going to lift any shingles, so we can't show material transfer. But is there any cracking on here? All right. There's nothing is cracked. There's obviously no creasing. Let's do a tap test. We haven't touched this, walked on it at all. Nothing, 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 nothing. No granule loss over here. So, I'll take the camera back now. What we have here is definitive proof that everything that happened over here was a direct correlation and cause of the repair attempt. So, what can we conclude? We conclude that according to the standards that we talked about from the National Academy of Forensic Engineers, this is a failed repair. So we're going to fail over here. It's a failed repair because we have 4 of 6, impact should be over there, 4 of 6 points of failure. According to the NAFE criteria, you only need 1. We have 4. So this roof, therefore, is not repairable. This is definitively proven. If we were to do this elsewhere throughout the roof, this is what would cause what's known as a catastrophic cascade. It would just build and build and build and build and build. Every single shingle in that was affected, and negative negatively. So if you have any questions, any thoughts, any comments, please give me a call, send us an email. We're very responsive. Otherwise, see you all around the horn.